Oh no. Oh
Oh
no.
no. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Ming Chen. I'm live here at a Shared Universe podcast studio, and 3,000 miles away in Santa Monica, California, is a dear friend of ours, Samantha Aurelio, everybody. I think
Hello.
you're part of like the 10-time guest club. You've been on our
Oh,
podcast like over 10 times,
I
and
think I have.
we need to get
I
you
mean,
an
do I
award.
get my jacket?
I don't know if we have money in the budget for a jacket quite
I
yet.
need a jacket.
We'll get you something nice.
Nice.
We'll get you
Thanks.
something very nice. But we
Great.
are here because it's a very momentous occasion. Samantha Reelers has released a new track that came out a week ago, and
Mhm.
I love it because now you're able to pre-release tracks on Spotify and Deezer and other services.
Mhm.
So you kind of subscribe to it, and then you wait,
Yeah.
and then when it comes out, you get an announcement. But if you're really waiting for it, kind of like a kid on Christmas morning, you sit there and I'm like, all right, does this come out at midnight? I don't know. So I think I was like you, I'm sitting here like refreshing
Refreshing.
every minute,
Yeah.
and when it hit midnight, it didn't update, and I'm like, yo,
Ah.
Spotify, what's going on? And then it took a couple minutes,
Oh man. You
and it
missed that
refreshed.
first play.
I
You could
well,
have been listen number 1.
I think that probably by all rights should have gone to you. Hopefully, it went to you, but
I like to think that I'm always the first listen. Yeah.
I
So,
mean, I think you've earned it, right?
I mean, technically I hear it before anyone else hears it, but I like to think that I'm like that stream number 1.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I had this like dream when I was little that I would go to like Walmart at midnight and like buy my album. So this is like the new age equivalent of it where you're like listening to it
I think you
like
mentioned
right
that
when it comes out.
on Facebook. I remember,
Mhm.
um, and the track is called "Glow," everybody, and you can
It
go on
is.
Spotify and Deezer now. You can either search Samantha Aurelio. You can check out the proper spelling of her name, right?
Yes.
Or her last name is Aurelio.
Mhm.
And the track is called "Glow," GLOW, and
GLOW.
and it's amazing. But I remember one of my more memorable times going to midnight album release was back probably before you were born in the early '90s or mid '90s. There
I
were
was born in the 90s.
okay, so all right, you were a wee young lass.
Mhm.
Two momentous albums came out on the same night. Pearl Jam's Verses and
Nice.
Rush's Roll the Bones, I believe. And I
Nice.
remember I didn't have a lot of money back then, so I had to scramble. CDs were about God, it sounds so old, but you'd buy CDs were like 17, 18 bucks. So I had to
They
get
they
almost
were.
40 bucks to buy two albums at a time. And I remember lining up in this big giant line with
Mhm.
all the other college kids at
Yep.
the University of Michigan at Tower Records in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And
Mhm.
yeah, I remember running home with the CDs. I didn't have a player in my car because my
Yeah.
car sucked. But
Oh,
I popped it into my Discman and put on the headphones. I was like, "Wow, man,
nice.
this is cool." And so
Yeah.
I haven't felt like that for many, like 20 some odd years until last week when Glow came out. So
Well, I'm here to provide,
yeah, I was waiting in line kind of behind this poker table at a Shared Universe podcast studio. So
Yeah.
it is good. I got we get a little shout out here. Our old friend Susan Giletti says,
Oh,
you look amazing."
hey, Susan.
I'm assuming she's talking about you.
She might be talking about you. You
Probably not.
also look amazing.
I'm all right. I'm all right. The quarantine
You
is
got a haircut. I can't say that I've gotten a haircut.
no,
So.
your hair always looks good. So, and I've seen it all right. When I met you, it was like the
It
short.
was a bob. It was short. I had a bob. They like shaved the back. It was so short that the back was like kind of shaved, and then it would come down here. And I still had bangs because I've had bangs since I was like a day old. So
Yeah, you can check all the way back to like old Facebook posts and but the track, which I'm posting the link here if you're watching on
Mhm.
Facebook or YouTube, is down up there, or just search for it on Spotify. You know, you can find it. Bump up that play count. So
Yeah.
at 0.0001 cent per play.
Yes, please. eventually in the next year, I'll be able to afford a cup of coffee with royalties. So
Yeah, coffee is expensive in LA, which is where
hey,
it's at right now. And
well, so I told you the story. I was gonna make coffee this morning, and I woke up to no power.
yes,
So there was no access to any way to make coffee. So this is a postmated treat
I,
from.
you're killing me because there's so much great coffee in LA. And
Oh, I know. I didn't. This was a my housemate ordered all of this for
I know
me, but
I'm just
I
making.
wish this was a Rook cup of coffee, honestly. But
I
Starbucks is good.
shout out to Rook Coffee, everybody.
Mhm.
Yeah, the best thing about Central Jersey for sure. So,
Yeah.
so track Glow.
Yes.
Congratulations, first of all. It's always a momentous
Thank you.
occasion anytime you release a track. I
Mhm.
I like that you're releasing tracks like singles.
Mhm.
Traditionally, I know you would work on a whole album. You go
Mhm.
to the studio, you would spend many dollars compiling an album and then releasing that, and
Yeah.
which is fun. And I guess that
Yeah.
was the more traditional way.
Mhm.
But I guess now with Spotify and all these other services, you can be like, you know what? I put out a track. Let's just put it out now.
Yeah. You
Waiting.
work on one, give it to you, work on the next rather than waiting. You might as well just hand them out to people at this point.
Yeah.
You
Do
know?
you like this better? I know back in the day, like the Eagles would put out an album. They're like, okay, you gotta listen to this album beginning to end, like it tells a story, and we put
Yeah.
it in a certain order, and it's kind of like a book. And
Yeah.
now it's, you're releasing one track at a time. Do you like it better?
You
I get
know, I do. So I put out two EPs before streaming became a thing.
yeah.
Um, because that happened really quickly. It was like one year people were putting out CDs, and then the next year they were streaming on Spotify. But what I like about it is it's almost like a snapshot in, yeah, there they are. A snapshot in time rather than getting like a whole year's worth of someone's story, you get stories in the moment. And I kind of dig that. So this is actually a story that is from the last 2 years of my life that I like accumulated into this song. And then we have more songs coming out that are more snapshots of pieces in time rather than a whole collection, which will be coming eventually. But for now, we might as well just sit on the singles train.
Yeah, and I like it like this kind of in this immediate binge watching
Yeah.
society where everything, like you can't really sit on things anymore. Even if you take a photo, if I took a photo right now, I'm not going to wait 2 weeks to post it. I'm
Mm-mm.
going to put it right up now because I can.
Instant.
Yeah, instant, aka Instagram.
Instagram. Hey, they defined it for us.
Yeah, this is cool. So this song 2 years in the making then.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, we've actually been sitting on the song all year. COVID kind of changed everything.
Okay.
Um, the last thing I did before quarantine, so quarantine in LA started March 16th. And
Yes.
on March 15th, I was in the studio with my producer working on this song. And it was one of those like, we didn't give each other hugs. We like did the like foot tap, like, good job, like,
Right.
because COVID was kind of like everywhere.
It's
So
looming, yeah.
yeah, it was a very interesting thing. And then one time during quarantine, I went in to record one more vocal take. And he stayed in the control room with his mask on, and I was in the recording room. And then we just waved at each other. He like left the door unlocked. We
Yeah.
waved at each other, and then he was like, "Cool, you're good." And then I left without, we were in different rooms, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Very interesting. But yeah, the song kind of like fully came together more towards the end of more recently, but most of it had been done for the last year, and we were planning on putting it out much earlier in the year, but things
Yeah.
happened.
Thank goodness you were able to kind of lay that last track before
Yeah,
you're not allowed in the studio anymore.
yeah. We like changed a lyric, and I was like, well, how are we gonna re-record that lyric? So it worked out, but it was a really interesting, like, it was like all masked up in the other
Yeah.
room. Like, I'm like, is it on? Like, I didn't want to stand too close to the microphone. It's a very interesting
Yeah,
process.
it made it change the whole vibe because
Yeah.
to
It
me,
didn't feel like a very safe, even though the studio's like a very safe space, didn't feel very like safe and cozy, I don't know.
yeah, to me,
Very interesting.
like what I've seen from like Eddie Murphy's Party All the Time video, like you have a whole entourage in there, like a party sometimes, or
Mhm,
maybe yours are a little more intimate, but
mhm.
you have a whole bunch of people in there. It's kind of a whole, it's
Yeah.
fun. And now, like,
Yeah.
now everyone's got masks and you're worried about how
One
far.
at a time. Yeah. He was like, "Oh, leave the door open, let it air out for a while before I leave." No, so he's like trapped in the control room. It's a very, very different experience.
Yeah.
Um, but
And
yeah, 2 years in the making
and
between the
when
writing and recording.
if there was no COVID, when did you want to put this track out as opposed it came out last week, so it was late August.
Yeah,
When did you want to put it out?
probably April, May. Um, but it's good that we waited because we changed some things. As that's what happens with recording. You could tweak
Sure.
it forever. But I definitely wanted to put a lot more music out this year, and now we find ourselves tomorrow is September. So I definitely wanted it to be out more on the earlier side so that we had time to release more, but time doesn't exist anymore, so that's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's still, we're still in this thing, so I'm glad you were able to
Mhm.
put content out and, maybe even lift some people's spirits as well,
Yeah.
for
I
sure.
hope so. I hope so. It's a fun one.
Yeah. So what was the inspiration behind this one? What is it about?
Hmm.
Why did you write it? So many questions.
Well, it is actually about uh, a relationship with people that went awry. And relationship, as in, you could take that into your own form, but it was sort of a mean girls situation. And I found myself in a very toxic environment, and um, it really kind of broke me down. And I was in it for a long time, and then slowly, like, to get out, I had to, like, pack my bags in the middle of the night, sell my furniture in the middle of the night, like all that kind of stuff, like sneak out the back door, kind of. So this song is sort of like I'm really the one who won. Like, I really got through it, and this experience um, turned me into a stronger version of myself.
Right.
So it's about the loss of that relationship, but also the reincarnation of myself.
Right, how you came out on top.
Absolutely. Yeah.
How now you glow
Now you glow.
as a
Yeah.
kid. I mean, I don't mean to laugh, but, you're the second person I know, and, you're in LA, so the whole kind of Mean Girls
Mhm.
thing, I imagine is very common in
Ugh.
Los Angeles, like, very, yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, the Mean Girl situations you see in the movies and from people who, in LA, it's not a myth. I don't have to tell anybody that.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Well,
crazy like that. But you're my second friend in LA who I literally had to pack stuff up in the middle of the night and leave a toxic situation.
oh
She's
no.
fine now, but
Yeah.
yeah,
It was crazy. And then the place that I ended up wasn't that great either. So then I had to move again. And then I just moved again, because the place that I ended up was a space that I found was really healing. But because of COVID, my roommate ended up moving home. So
right.
I had to move again. So since that living situation, I'm in my third place since then.
That's fairly common in LA too. You move like every
Yeah.
6 months.
I'm a pro mover.
Um,
Susan Giletti helped me. Actually, Susan helped me move out of that apartment. She
yeah,
helped me pack up and move out in the middle of the night.
Susan's pretty awesome. Susan
She
also
is.
has experience. She's moved like 6 times in LA
I
in
know she's a
a
pro.
year.
And when
So
I was packing, I was like, where is Susan? I need Susan.
right. I need your advice. And
Yeah.
yeah. The so like after all this happened, were you putting pencil to paper immediately? or were things coming in your head? It was like, oh man, I think I have the makings of a track here.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been writing it a lot, but honestly, I felt a little stuck from it. Like I was really messed up from it. Like it was not fun. It was one of those things where like somebody was very close to you and then immediately not. Um, so I actually went to the studio and we were recording something else that's not out yet. And I was talking to Greg, my producer, and he was just listening to my story. And then he just handed me paper and a pen and started playing something on the guitar and was like, this is the song. And we started writing. And it's morphed into different things along the way. But I think Greg was really helping pull it out of me. I wasn't really ready to let it go. I kind of had it all as like trapped in me, and I was like very angry from it. And writing this was very cathartic to like let it all go. And I feel more triumphant and on the other side of it because I got it all out.
I think
it's dope. Personally.
Yeah, and I think from my experience just listening to songs, I think most of the best ones are ones that are like feelings that are bottled up inside, and you're like, I'm gonna get it out this way, and
totally.
You have the talent to get it out in a song and produce a track from it.
Yeah.
Me, if something weird happens to me, I just whine about it behind a microphone and it's called a podcast, and then
I mean that works, man.
It does, but it's not as cool. Like, and now you have the power to put a podcast on Spotify, but it's not nearly as cool as putting out a new track on Spotify.
What I like about creating the tracks, because I also like talking, so what you do is really awesome because I'm a chatty Cathy.
That's why we do both. So that's
right, yeah. But what I like about it is you get to encapsulate it not only with your words, but like the song structure itself and the like music behind it, the layers behind it help guide the story along, or like change your outlook on the situation from something that was so traumatic to me into something triumphant. And it really was a catalyst for my healing because of the music behind it, rather than because what originally I was doing was spinning my own wheels and complaining about the story for like, to anyone who will listen to me. I mean, Susan will tell you, I just talked about it for months because this was a long period of time before I even had the courage to be like, okay, I'm going to go, I'm going to leave. I got to get out of here, so.
Yeah, and I imagine studio time's probably cheaper than therapy. So
yeah, I mean, yeah.
So you knocked all that out. And by the way, I'm looking at something that we both own, which like I'm like, I don't play any music like I could because we both own Walking Dead guitars.
We do.
That we were given at an episode of Talking Dead a number of years ago.
Yep.
And and I still
have mine.
I can't play mine. I was like, I'm gonna go get lessons. I'm gonna shred like Jimmy Page and Jimi Hendrix and all the other Jimmys.
Yeah.
It sits here as decoration, out of tune.
I mean, it's a pretty cool decoration. I still have mine. Jordan still has hers.
Yeah.
I played mine on a couple. So I do Instagram lives on Thursdays because it's like the only outlet I can have to like play music right now with the state of the world. And I don't play guitar. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to try. And so I've started kind of like fiddling with it. I can get around a guitar, but
one, you have a music background. You're killer on a piano and a keyboard.
Thank you.
And you play ukulele, so you're not.
I do.
So you have a better you have a better shot at guitar stardom.
Stardom.
I can't even play Guitar Hero, so I can't even press like little buttons on a plastic guitar. So
I love Guitar Hero. So fun.
So you mentioned the music. Musically, were there any influences in this song? I get a very vintagey, like almost 80s vibe from the song personally. I don't know if you were like binge watching Stranger Things and you're like, ooh.
I mean, it. To be honest, my producer helped sort of guide the direction of it. I came in with like very bare bones. Like
Okay.
he started writing it on guitar, then I was playing it on the piano. Our first original take of the song had a lot more electronica in it, and I had to be like, maybe we put a little more piano in there so it sounds a little bit like me. So he was really kind of veering into that electronica sort of situation, and I was feeling it. It felt very cool and moody, but I needed more instrumentation in it,
Yeah.
like a piano to really ground it. So he sort of took it in that sort of 80s electronica, and I was the one who was like pulling it back with some more like, let's put some piano foundation in. I'll play some chords, because that was the last studio day was me going in and laying down some more chord tracks for the keys.
Yeah, I loved it. It brought me back because I'm an
Yay!
80s kid. So it was cool. And I'm just imagining like neon lights and a lot of yeah, it brought me back to the 80s. So I was like, is this intentional? Like
Yeah, we also got the like super moody cover art too, which
yeah,
was
here
super fun. My best friend, Amanda Shepherd, I went to go visit her in Portland. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw my Portland adventure. I drove there alone,
I saw that.
with like an entire giant box of gloves, like hand sanitizer, 409 spray, a roll of paper towels. Like I was prepared for any stop I had to make. And I she has this beautiful giant backyard. And I was just looking at it and I was like, I feel like we could take the picture here. And she has this dope camera and does stuff like that. And I'm actually in the photo. So you can't see me. But
I'm trying
this
to make it bigger here, but yes.
like these streaks of light in the center, I'm wearing a white shirt
Okay.
and I'm holding a flashlight and a blue light flashlight, and I'm running around.
Just like a
So it's a bunch of blurry, like slow take photos of me of just like running across her lawn. But yeah, it came out really cool, super moody.
trying to make it bigger here. All right, that's as big as it goes. Boo.
That's all right, team. Well, you could go check it out on if you go on Spotify or
Yeah.
on my Instagram, you can see the photo as well. But yeah, so we wanted some like moody shots, and we waited for like the sun to start to go down, and like we took photos like all day. I'm like running back and forth. There's photos of me spinning around. There was a whole bunch of takes on
So
all of it.
magic hour.
Magic hour. Yeah.
Plays a magic hour. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. And
I'm
so
glad.
if I'm not mistaken, are you working on a video for this as well?
I am
Okay.
working on it. It's tough to put everything together right now with COVID. But I have some stuff that I'm working on that I can't talk about.
Okay. There were some teaser videos. I follow Samantha on Instagram at Samantha Aurelio. There are some videos of you walking with balloons.
Yeah. Yep. Walking with those balloons.
Yeah.
In my
In cool shoes.
my shoes that everybody has commented on.
They're pretty amazing.
Yeah, they're pretty
There's a
cool.
good story
They're from a very good friend of mine. My dear friend Apollonia Cotero, who is the coolest person.
Yeah, and if that name sounds familiar, yes, it is the Apollonia, correct?
Yeah, she gave me those shoes, and they've been sitting in my closet because she was like, "Oh, for a photo shoot," and I was like, "Cool." Like, okay. And I was looking at them, and I came over with a bunch of shoes, and I was like, "What do you think? Should I just wear boots? I don't know." And the shoes they made the whole outfit. So those are my special secret weapon shoes.
Yeah, they did. I'm pretty sure. Since they were Apollonias, they're definitely covered in glitter and magic and pixie dust.
Fancy magic shoes, for sure.
Why,
Yeah.
cleanse herself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
She said it was very cold.
Did you ask her about it? I mean, why wouldn't you? But I think it'd be
I'd
weird
ask her about it.
if I asked. It'd be weird, but if you did it, it's cool. That's
Oh, we've had many conversations about it.
she's amazing. I follow. She's on Instagram. I follow her on Instagram. I love it when you guys comment on each other's Instagram posts.
She's the best. She's
But
like the homie. We just went for a walk the other day. She's like literally like my best friend. Like me and her hang out. We went for a walk around we walk around Beverly Hills to like see how quiet or not quiet it is. And the first time it was like we went and everything was boarded up. This is when like the National Guard was in Los Angeles.
With the riots and things were going haywire.
Yeah. And then this time it was like we had to keep like darting across the street. Now, mind you, we're like socially distanced walking to begin with, both wearing masks.
Yeah.
And like trying to like scream conversation at each other because we're like far apart. And everyone's like, it was so busy in Beverly Hills. I was like shocked. And the amount of people not wearing masks. Listen, guys, just wear the mask.
California.
Very, very California. Easy. Yeah. Like if you're like not around people, whatever. But like if you're in downtown Beverly Hills, bro, I'm sorry your mask doesn't match your heels.
But they make a mask of every pattern.
Yeah, they totally do.
Yeah. Make the effort. Match it up.
Match it up.
This is what you guys do.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but those shoes were really, really special piece of it. But yeah, I'm working on things. It's tough to get it all together, but we're working on it.
Yeah. What's your quarantine been like? Have you been writing? And I imagine, things just don't stop because you're stuck at home.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've been writing a lot. I am creating a home studio so that I can work with my producer virtually.
Yeah.
So I've been like upgrading all of my things and getting the hardware that you need for a studio so like basically this piece of hardware that I had purchased, he'll be able to like take control of the controls on my computer, like while we're recording and everything. So I don't really understand how that works yet, but I'm gonna get there. So yeah, it's really more of building a home studio and just to keep writing. Putting the song out is like really step one. It's never really like, okay, it's out. It's like, okay, it's out now, like on to the next, like
right.
Got to do a video. Okay, we got to get the next song ready. We got to like do some PR, which is really hard to do like this, So it's been good. I also had to move in the middle of it, so that was super fun. But
I'm sure that you were thrilled with that. I'm sure that was delightful.
And I found out I had to move like 4 days after getting home from Portland. I was like,
in the middle of a pandemic.
In the middle of the pandemic, yeah. But it's okay. I have Mark helping me out, helping me move. He's moved me out of like 5 different apartments at this point.
Shout out to Mark, the pride of Missouri, Kansas, the pride of Missouri for sure. Pride of Missouri.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely Missouri. That boy would not be happy about Kansas.
Are you able to collaborate with your team? Like, I guess you've been doing it via Zoom, or I don't know if you've even seen them in person.
I haven't seen anybody.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been very quarantined, with the exception of like socially distanced walk. I think I've gone on like, maybe my old roommate, she and I went for a socially distanced hike, like evening hike, like masked up and all that stuff. And then Apollonia and I have gone on walks, but other than that, like I really don't. I'm taking it very seriously.
Yeah,
yeah. So I haven't been in contact in person with anyone, and I haven't really been collaborating with like my band, who are amazing. Alex and Key are the best people
Yeah.
ever, and I love working with them. But it's just really hard to work with them right now.
Yeah.
So they're like doing their own thing, but I'm mostly collaborating with my producer right now, and he and I are staying in very close contact and constantly chatting about like what the next single will be, and like where you know, he's almost like a managerial role. He's a great help. So I've really kind of only been chatting with people like on the phone, on Zoom. I have like an accountability group. I have a mentorship group that I'm in like all kinds of like Zoom groups. I think we need to take time to grow for ourselves. So I'm in a whole bunch of things, but I don't really see people.
Yeah, it's
you know?
it's not bad. My original intention was not to. I mean, I like this, but we're all in these little boxes, and it it works out pretty well though. All things considered, since I mean, really, we really have no choice other than it's this.
I mean, this is how you and I would. This is how we've like done these things anyway, because we're 3,000 miles away from each other. But yeah.
And as much as I make fun of your town, and I used to live there, I miss it. I was able to hop out for a little bit in November for a couple days, like really quick.
Yeah. Did I see you?
No, it was pretty quick. No. I came out because Funko opened up in Hollywood, and they're like, "Hey, you should come out." And I'm like, "Okay, I will." So
yeah, but I didn't see you.
No, I think we tried, and I think at one point you were literally like a mile from me.
Yes. Okay, I remember this now. Because I remember we were in close communication, because you were like, "Oh, I'm in Hollywood. Come out," and I was like, "I'm in the studio."
Yeah.
This is how that works. Just like when we went to that restaurant, and I was like, "I'm in the studio." Remember that?
I remember that.
When I was recording Stepping Stones.
Yes, I totally remember that. You missed out though. That was a good dinner, but
I know. Every time I drive past that place, I'm like, what could have been?
It was pretty awesome. The studio that you recorded this at, do you want to give them a shout? Are they cool?
I do. So I've been recording the last 3 singles now. I've been recording at New Monkey Studio in North Hollywood. And it's an incredible space. The like great vibes, very LA, but like truly really great. They do like analog press. They got this whole big setup. Like I really love working there. I feel really inspired there. And I've written a few songs there with Greg. And yeah, it's a really solid spot. And if you are looking to record, they are still open and recording. And I think they have like special on their studio time right now, because
I would imagine that
they might as well, right?
Get people back in there. When do you think, when will you feel safe going back into a studio?
I don't really know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's tough. Having a hard time with the like, just it's okay, but like, you know, there's so much up in the air that I would rather be safe than sorry, literally in the air. So I mean, I don't know how long is like enough time. Also, like LA is so much different than if I was in like a suburban town in the middle of the country, which those places seem to be a little bit more open, but there is less virus there.
Right. I think my main complaint about Southern California is that there's just too many darn people.
So many people.
If Thanos came by and wiped and snapped and half of them disappeared in LA, I might consider moving back. But
I will say, COVID traffic.
Oh yeah.
Pretty solid.
Right.
Pretty solid. I was like, oh, I can get somewhere in 20 minutes. Amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Not that I go anywhere anyway, but if I need to go somewhere, it really doesn't take too much time. Do you see that my hair keeps curling into my face?
Yeah, I just figured that was LA humidity, or well, there is no humidity, but
there's no humidity.
Yeah.
It does what it wants.
It's framing your face. It's cool.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with it.
Oh, it's totally cool. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, everyone should check out the track "Glow." I'm gonna play it right now because
Yeah.
I can.
Should
I
play
think,
it.
if I do this, and I think
Hit that little like button. So
oh yeah,
those little hearts.
yeah, I've done it. Wait, did I do it? Oh yeah,
You
I did.
did it.
Okay, there. I just did it again. I don't know if that counts.
Amazing.
But check out Spotify, and then I've never heard of Deezer, but I downloaded it. So
Yeah, Deezer, Apple Music. I think I'm on Tidal, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so give it a spin.
All right, I'm doing it right now. So here, let's see if this should work.
To the ground. Remember taking it slow and eating lunchables at recess. You might say I've broken down, but I would say that I've learned to let go, let her and go. Learn to let go, let her and go. Tired of your same old game. Throw your stones another way. The truth is, if I was paper, you would always be the scissors. 'Cause you know just how to cut me down. But I would say that I've learned to let go, let her and go. Learn to let go, let her and go. Took a walk down to the beach. Realized that all I need is here with me.
There it is. I do want to make so we have a comment.
Yes.
The line in the song is remember taking it slow and eating Lunchables at recess.
Yes.
So it's an homage to a very old classic friendship. But you should eat slowly.
Right, and especially Lunchables. Like you don't want to.
Yes.
You don't need to make a big stack.
Yes.
You know, little sandwiches.
Yeah, we'll get those lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just sing about food all the time.
Oh, I mean, I'm down with that. So
I'm an Italian from New Jersey. Of course, we will talk about food.
Right. I'm an Asian from wherever, but
from wherever. From wherever.
Places, for sure. So,
well, thanks for the spin, my friend.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for making something that I could spin, my friend.
Hey, I got you.
Yeah.
There will be more. There will always be more. So.
Yeah. So follow Samantha on Instagram. Check out her website. Go to Spotify. Hit the little heart. Favorite. Play.
Yeah. You can follow me on Spotify. So then anytime a song comes out, when you get like a email that says new music, I'll be on that list. So go ahead and there's a follow button on Spotify as well. Thank you so much to everyone.
Yeah, thank you. And is it this one?
Laura, Christopher. Hi guys.
you have a lot of fans, old and new. So I mean that was the whole point of all this. So
yeah.
well, thank you so much.
Thank
Steve,
you.
and I
I
look forward to seeing you in person. I don't know when that'll be.
can't wait.
Hopefully
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't keep me away from LA too long.
Yeah, you can't keep me out of Jersey either. I'll
Right.
get there. I will get there.
Yes, we look forward to you coming back. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, coffee and pizza, I guess.
Coffee and pizza, man. I can't wait. Jersey feels really far away. I know it's far, but I've always had the option to just like get on a plane and go home.
Sure.
So it just feels like it's like really far away, because it would take a very long time to drive there,
Yeah,
like the
no,
only option I
you don't
have.
want to do that. You don't want
Yeah,
to do
no,
that.
I do not. Thank you so much. Oh my God, you guys are so
Yeah,
sweet.
I freaking love this song. Christopher Hewitt, you guys rock.
Yeah, you guys rock.
Johnner is all the way in Alaska. Laura Richter is my buddy Laura Richter from Illinois. Thank you for introducing me to Samantha Aurelio's music.
Hello.
Yes, Joe Johnner, can we get a coffee and pizza song? I'm sure.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's,
hell yeah.
That song plays every day, my friend.
The theme song of life, for sure.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Well, I'm so glad that I found internet and electricity to do this.
I'm glad you did too. I mean, we could have done this tomorrow, but I didn't want to wait. So thank you for making the effort to find LA.
We made it work.
Decent internet, and
I woke up to no internet today.
How do you live in LA?
We were like, so what do we do? My piano is electric. I have a keyboard, so I was like, okay.
They're just clicks.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of clicks.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
So there was not a whole lot to do. It's fine.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you for making the monumental effort to be here. And yeah, keep creating. I know you will, but
I shall.
come
chat with me online, and I play songs on Thursdays on Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram Live. Check it out every Thursday, usually in the afternoon.
Yeah, I do it at noon Pacific time, so like 3 Eastern. If you go to my page, I post about it.
Yeah, cool. You go for about an hour. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun thing. I started doing it on my birthday because I usually play a birthday show, and I was like, well, we're all stuck inside.
Yeah.
So I played a show, and then I was like, this is kind of fun. So I play like covers and originals, and sometimes I play songs that I am writing just to kind of test them out. Cool. So I've actually played Glow before on.
Whoa! So how did you got it before it even came out?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely follow and check and listen to that though every Thursday.
Every Thursday, I'm around.
Right on. Yeah. Well, we miss you out here, but
I miss you guys.
We know you'll be back. So
I'm glad you're staying safe. Wear your mask.
Yes, and stay awesome and stay inside and listen to Glow, everybody.
Yeah, give it a spin today.
Give it a spin. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my friend. I miss you.
Miss you
Stay
too.
safe.
Talk to you soon.